years. I went to school over there. I learned a lot because if you don't learn, they hit you in school. So you have to learn a lot. So I've been involved in the network marketing space now since 2001. I came into the network marketing space not out of ambition, but really out of necessity. I was a low voltage electrician for the IBEW, which is the biggest electrical union in the United States. And the reason why I joined the union is because I never graduated high school, so I had just a few options: either go work in the restaurant space or go work in construction. So I had an uncle who was a telephone guy up in San Francisco, and I saw that he was making okay money. So I said, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do. So I went to a trade school for like 6 months. They referred me over to the union. I went through their apprenticeship program, and I ended up as a union member. And after a few years as a union member, I was doing fairly well considering the fact that I didn't have any formal education. I was a foreman going to general foreman. I was leading one of the biggest crews for that company. We were doing a project for LAX, for the airport here in Los Angeles, when 9/11 happened. And when 9/11 happened, not only did it affect New York, it affected the whole country, especially in the construction arena, because when you're working at LAX, one of the most trafficked airports in the world, when they feel like there's a danger, they're going to stop the project. So they sent us home, and I went through my savings rather quickly. I had just maybe a couple of months worth of savings, and that was it. And by December, my money was completely almost gone. I mean, at the end of the year, there's a lot of celebrations, and I couldn't participate in any of them. I had two young kids at the time, and it was one of the saddest Christmases of that I can remember. You know, my entire life, and I grew up without money, but it felt worse when I didn't have money to give anything to my children than it was when my parents didn't have any money to give anything to me. It felt worse. So I was wondering right around the mid December 2001, what was I gonna do to pay, for our living space in January? I was completely out of money. And December 30th of 2001, a gentleman who was dating my half sister at the time, he showed up to my house, and he was a dreamer. My family already knew if Jeff comes around your house, if Jeff comes around the family, he's gonna talk about opportunity. He's gonna talk about these big dreams and how we're gonna live, and we're gonna drive this, and we're gonna go in a boat in this, and we're gonna fly in this. And that was Jeff. That still is Jeff to this very day, a dreamer. And my family pretty much dismissed all of that. But I found myself in a different situation because I was desperate. So I let Jeff come in. He showed me a 15-minute video. The name of that video was called Get Paid Daily. And that was the first introduction to the network marketing space. And I wanted to participate, even though I'm an introvert at heart. I don't have a lot of friends, and my inner circle is really my family. But I wanted to participate because I wanted to give myself a shot at learning something new. All I ever knew how to do was low voltage electrician stuff. And I wanted to see if somebody taught me, how fast would I be able to learn a new profession? And 2 weeks after I enrolled, after I borrowed the money from my sister, my sponsor, Jeff, the dreamer, he quit, and he left me an orphan. And that was the beginning of my network marketing career. I spent my first few years as a distributor for a company out of Oklahoma, local company just here in the U.S., a little bit of Canada, but it was really a local company. But when I went into the internet, and I went into one of the first social medias called MySpace, I saw another friend of mine working and building teams in Japan. And I said, well, I can't take this service to Japan. It's only here in the U.S. So I need to find something that I could take to Japan, or any other country for that matter. And that's where I found my very first mentor in a company that was called Monavi. And the gentleman that has, to this very day, he still mentors me. His name is Randy Schrader, one of the true legends in our space. And, I was there all the way up to 2009. And then I went into the coffee industry. I became the vice president for a network marketing company in the coffee space. Then in 2015, I was introduced to cryptocurrency and the blockchain space. I bought my first Bitcoins in August of 2015. I think price for each Bitcoin was roughly around $260. And to this very day, my wife still holds those same 5 Bitcoins that we bought August 2015. In 2017, I had one of the best runs of my career, even though I lost a lot of Bitcoin, because in 2017, a lot of companies came out. They were in the market for a few weeks or months, and then they were gone. But in the process of 2017, my wife and I were fortunate to earn over 1,000 Bitcoin. In 2017, where we saw Bitcoin go from $1,000 a coin all the way up to $20,000 a coin in December. In that same year, I lost maybe about 40% of those Bitcoins. So I lost about 400 Bitcoin in that same process. One company after another. We had a good run, and we figured this was way different. It still had a little bit of network marketing, but it was mostly luck. It was mostly everybody getting in. It was mostly gold rush type of fever that helped us to accumulate that type of money. That type of money obviously changed my life. Currently, we live in an area in California where every home is no less than maybe $1.5 million, and I say that not to brag, but just to show you what an opportunity and the courage not to give up. Right, I could have given up at the first company that let me down in 2017, but I didn't. And along that year, I was rewarded, and I found a good opportunity. I was with them for some time, and we made out okay. Even though the crypto has dipped, obviously today Bitcoin being over $100,000, that was something that we would just talk about back in 2017, and people would be like, "Yeah, right, never gonna happen." And now when you tell people one day Bitcoin's gonna be $250,000, now they doubt that, right? But we're gonna laugh all the way to the bank with that concept. And the reason why we're here today is because this is my third week. Going on 3 weeks ago, I was interviewing with the CEO of this company, Up Capital, for a consulting gig. I was working a different project. That project looked very solid. Everything looked great. The team was growing. We were over 5,000 members in 8 months. It was fantastic. It was 100% residual. The team was happy. Everybody was withdrawing daily. And everything was great until it wasn't. And right around about 2 weeks ago, the owner of that particular company made a decision to change the entire thing, the name and everything. And when they throw a wrench into the machine, that pretty much messes up the whole machine, and we lost momentum. So instead of interviewing with Up Capital for a consulting gig, I ended up interviewing with Up Capital to come in and serve out in the field like what I'm doing right now. And I'm excited. But at the very beginning, when I first said yes, I said, man, who's going to follow? Right now, my entire team is in a state of confusion. They don't know whether to stay and wait or whether to go their own separate ways or continue together. But I did it 100% on faith and on the belief that over the last 24 years, I've developed specific skills that help me build a team. Even if I have to start from zero today, if my entire team was to say goodbye to me today, tomorrow I would be building a team again. Because after a while, it's like riding a bike. You fall off a few times, you scrape yourself, you cry. Maybe some people come pick you up. Maybe no one comes to pick you up, and you got to pick yourself up. But at the end, once you know how to ride a bike, you know how to ride a bike, and that's it. So today we're going to talk about Up Capital, this new project that we're going into our third week. For some of you guys are going into your third day. For some of you guys are going into your third hour of being part of Up Capital. And we can't speak about Up Capital without speaking of the obvious, which is risk. And I like to cover that because I do believe that too many presenters skip over the whole concept of risk, just simply because they don't want to give anyone listening any ounce of doubt. But I'd rather just face it straight on, be transparent with it, speak to you exactly how it is, and only attract those who are okay with the fact that I'm going to say what I'm about to say. So here's what I got to say about risk. Any business that you start, it doesn't matter what it is. If you're a doctor, you can start your own practice. If you're a cook, you can start your own restaurant. It doesn't matter what type of business it is. The moment that you want to call it yours, you're going to have to face risk square in the face. There's no way to avoid it. Entrepreneurs don't run away from risk. We tend to want to calculate risk, but we don't run away from it. It's part of the adrenaline. But as an entrepreneur, when I see risk, I pretty much follow a simple rule that I learned from Warren Buffett in a book. And Warren Buffett, he gave about, I don't know how many rules in that book, but one of those rules really stood out to me because it was my third year in crypto and I wanted to stop gambling with this thing and really make it a business for myself. So I'm going to share with you what this rule is, and you make a decision whether you want to follow it or not. But from this point forward, you'll never be able to say that you didn't know. So here's the rule. Warren Buffett says that when you're about to step into a new endeavor, whether it's a new investment or a new business venture, that you should take a look at your bank account first, and then look for the account that says investment capital. And whatever amount you have in that account called investment capital. Now, he didn't say living capital. He didn't say, hey, if you see an opportunity, take the food out of your family's plate and put it into the opportunity. No, he said, if you have investment capital, you should never put more than 10% of that amount at risk in any one place. That means that if today you log into your bank account and you find yourself that you have, a certain amount of money, even if you love what I'm about to share, you should do the math. You should let the calculator make the decision for you as far as how much money should you put at risk inside of Up Capital. So if today you count on $100,000 that you have available to invest, you shouldn't put more than $10,000, 10% of $100,000 at risk, whether that's in Up Capital or a new real estate deal or a new business opportunity or any stock or any crypto. You shouldn't take more than 10% of your investment capital and risk it anywhere whatsoever at any point in your life, right? So if we abide by this rule, we're going to have a better experience than some of our friends and colleagues who go all in on every opportunity only to lose not only money, but time, friends, and some people even their own freedom, right? So we don't want that to happen to us. So I'm going to encourage you to take heed of what I just said and let the calculator make the decision for you. If today you're looking at this presentation and you have zero investment capital, I'll be the first to tell you this opportunity is not for you. Even if you say, well, I can find investment capital, not the way Warren Buffett says. Warren Buffett says that you should be systematically saving to have investment capital, not go get in debt to have investment capital. But if you do count with some investment capital, then maybe what I'm about to say is something that you're going to like enough to participate with me, right? So another thing, once you make your decision, you own that decision. Once I made my decision to come in and I deposited my funds, from that point forward, I can't blame the company. I can't blame the person who invited me. I can't blame the person who invited him or the person who's helping out with the presentations. I can't. Why? Because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm responsible for my own decisions. I'm over the age of 18, and I can make up my own mind. So at the moment that you make a decision to participate, you can't point fingers anywhere else. It's your decision. So as long as we agree with that, we can go and move forward and talk about opportunity. Now, I do want to start off with an announcement. Tomorrow, at this very same time, on this very same link, we're going to have Oscar Bueller, the gentleman that you see here on the screen, the CEO of Up Capital. He's going to be with us. So if you want to hear from him, join us tomorrow, same time, same link, and you'll be hearing from Oscar Bueller. Oscar Bueller is not only bilingual, but I think he's trilingual. I think he speaks 3 different languages or even more. But I know that he speaks English and he speaks Spanish, which should cover what we do here, right? But Oscar Bueller, this is a gentleman that I was interviewing with about the consulting gig. And this gentleman, he taught me a few things in that 30-minute conversation that I'm going to share with you throughout this presentation. But he comes to Up Capital with 30 years of experience in different sectors like technology, finance, manufacturing, consulting. He's even worked some things with the governments. And he's an expert business-to-business sales and operations. He loves startups and being able to help them to scale. Not only that, but one thing that I always fail to mention is that he's a magna cum laude of BSc chemical engineer of a university called Ibero-American University. So this gentleman, not only does he have the education to be able to lead the boat in the right direction, but he has the experience to be able to do it as well. But one of the things that he taught me during that conversation, he said, Jaime, do you think that Amazon, back when they launched in the early 90s, do you think that Jeff Bezos had the imagination to even encompass what has happened with Amazon today? Because when Amazon launched, he said they were selling nothing but books. And that was his whole dream, was to sell books. And today, I think books is the one thing that they sell the least of, but they sell everything else from health insurance, life insurance, travel packages, teledoc services. They sell web services. They sell every single thing that you need in your home. Oh, yeah, and they also sell some books. But if Jeff Bezos would have been so narrow-minded, if he would have had so much tunnel vision that he would have said, no, I'm just here to sell books, Amazon would have been competing with Barnes and Noble, and that's it. Or even maybe competing with eBay, but that's it. But because Jeff Bezos was open-minded and he allowed the business to evolve to where the business needed to evolve, today they dominate, right? He just had a wedding tour where just in flowers alone, he invested more money or spent more money on flowers than 10 of his employees would make in a whole year's wages, right? So Jeff Bezos was open-minded, and this is what Oscar Bueller said: I'm open-minded too. So today, we're going to show what Up Capital is today. That doesn't mean that in a year or 2 years, that Up Capital isn't going to be something way bigger than that. So as a community, we're okay with that. Why? Because we're looking for a leader in a company that is open to evolution, that is open to continuing to grow and expand and be able to grab the attention of different niche markets outside of the marketplace and different types of entrepreneurs. So today, Up Capital is a next generation network marketing company that uses Forex to be able to grant people like me and you an opportunity to earn not only a passive income, but also an active income. Let's talk a little bit about one of the collaborations that really helped me to make a decision. Up Capital is collaborating with a top tier global Forex broker by the name of ATFX. Now you can go to atfx.com. You can even open up an account for yourself and see ATFX for what it is. ATFX has offices in 22 countries. They're regulated, and not only do they handle the money, not only is that where the money is, but they also are the ones who recommend the traders. You know, many companies that do what we do, they opt to go out there and find the traders themselves, and I've seen nothing but bad news coming out of that decision, right? Because if you go to YouTube, everyone is a successful trader on YouTube. If you go to Twitter, everyone's giving great trading advice. However, not everyone has a relationship with a regulated broker that can go on for years. So the traders that Up Capital is using, they're recommended and they have a relationship with Up Capital. It was with ATFX. It was ATFX who recommended these traders to Up Capital. Not only that, but ATFX and Up Capital, they have an agreement that they're sharing on the spread. Not only that, but they also get bonuses for reaching different milestones of money that has been deposited into the broker. But dealing with ATFX allows us to have institutional grade liquidity and compliance. It puts us in an environment where the trading is regulated. It gives us transparent reporting, which is something that's been missing from our industry for a very long time. And it helps us to regain the trust back into this type of environment, this type of business, and even the financial markets. The vision for the company is very simple. They want to win our trust, and that takes time. You know, you can lose trust in an instant, but if you want to build up trust, that can take quite a bit of time. So they want to be here long enough to be able to win our trust and be able to show us a different path in this space. Now, the mission is to create the biggest community in the space. I was part of a community back in 2019. When I enrolled, my distributor ID number was 98,500, and I forgot what else. So I was number 98,000 to come on board. That opportunity that had a very similar comp plan to what I'm going to show you today, that opportunity grew to over 3 million members. And we were able to earn millions of dollars in the 4.5 years that I participated because I was number 98,000 and we grew it to over 3 million members. Now today you're looking at this opportunity, and today my distributor ID was roughly around 1,800. Your distributor ID is roughly going to be around 3,300. This is a baby. Now, being a baby, we have to consider what that means, because being a baby doesn't just mean that it's new. I mean, if my wife has a baby, the baby's new, right? It's a new human. But what does a new human need? My attention. It needs my protection. It needs my provision. It needs my care, right? Same thing when you look at an opportunity and it's this young. It needs the same thing. We need to nourish this opportunity. We need to take care of this opportunity by doing the best possible policing ourselves, meaning don't bring scumbags here. I'm going to repeat that. Don't bring scumbags here. There's plenty of them. We don't need them here. We want to grow a community that's healthy, that we can all work in harmony, where we can all leave our egos at the door and where we're all willing to learn from each other, right? So we can protect this company by not inviting scumbags. Raise your hand and repeat after me. I will not invite scumbags into this opportunity. I know plenty of them. They all have experience. They all have done well. However, they're still scumbags. I don't want them here. I'd rather deal with a brand new person coming into the space and take them through the process and help them to figure this out than with someone that thinks they know everything, but in every opportunity they've done nothing but lose, right? I don't want that here. And neither do you if you want this opportunity to be a long-term opportunity. Now, there's 6 different ways that we can earn. The first one is probably the one that attracts most people. However, is the one that pays the least. You know, our daily ROI bonus is a passive bonus that you earn Monday through Friday based on your initial pack. So, no more scams. Absolutely, Mr. Lutu, no more scams. So, this bonus attracts people because, like Napoleon Hill says in his book, Think and Grow Rich, many people are looking for something for nothing, right? So that's like a double-edged sword. This bonus is really a double-edged sword. It's attractive, so people come in and take a look. But it's also so attractive that people that want something for nothing are attracted and they participate and they do nothing, right? Because they just want to sit there and just watch this bonus. I've never met anyone in 10 years of building these types of businesses since 2015 that has changed their lives on that bonus and that bonus alone. That bonus is a huge plus for me because who doesn't want a product where the product itself is generating some type of income? Not life-changing income, but some type of income, right? I love that too, but I know that's just the hook for me to take a look, but the bonuses that can potentially help my situation are the other bonuses. So the second bonus is a fast start bonus. For every personal sale that you make, you're going to earn instantly a 12% commission. Now, that commission you can withdraw that same day as long as it's a minimum of $25. The third bonus is a binary bonus. In a binary structure, you only build 2 organizations or 2 teams. You're always going to have a big team with the most production and a small team with the smallest production. The binary pays you 10% of the team with the less amount of production, with the least amount of production, your small team. It pays you 10% of whatever volume they produce throughout the day. We also have a residual unit level bonus where you can earn up to 20% on the results of all of your communities, ROI, or daily passive income, the very first bonus. So whatever they earn Monday through Friday, you have an opportunity to match them a certain percentages in a certain amount of levels based on how you're participating in the program. We also have ranking bonuses where you can earn a total of over $30,000 for simply advancing through the ranks. And we have a repurchase bonus where every time that you cycle out or you reach the max earning potential of 300%, then you can either A, walk away completely, or B, take your profits and take your initial capital, take your profits, and then repurchase your account. Anytime that you repurchase your account, that triggers for all the other bonuses to get paid out all over again. So the community feeds itself all over again, but also the company feeds itself all over again. So let's talk a little bit about the next page, which is how do we get started? And I don't know what's going on with my clicker. I think my battery's dying, but we have different levels that people can use to get started. Again, don't allow your emotions or your brain to make this decision. Allow the calculator to make this decision for you. But you can get started from as little as $50, and the highest package that you can possibly have is a $10,000 package. Now, no matter which of these packages you get, even if it's the biggest package, that ROI bonus is not going to change your life. But it's a great start. So, but even if you start with the smallest package, say you start with a $50 package, and me and you go to work together and we learn how to cycle or reach that 300% max, let's just say once a day, that means that your $50 is giving you back $150, right? With the efforts of all of the bonuses put together. Once you have that $150 in your possession, here's what I would like for you to do. Take your $50, which is your initial capital, and put it away. Put it back in the bank or wherever it is that you got it from. Take another $50 and put it in that same bank. That's your 100% profit. Not only did you just earn your money back, but 100% profit. You just became an up capital testimony, right? Because now you can honestly say, I participated and I got my money back plus 100% profit. And then I want you to take that last $50 and repurchase your package so that we can do it all over again tomorrow. Now, if you were just to do that with a $50 package, that means that you're pocketing $100 a day. $100 a day times 30 days in a month, that's $3,000 a month. And whether you live in the US or Ghana or South Africa or Australia, an extra $3,000 a month on a $50 risk is well worth the time and the risk. Why? Because I am more afraid of losing $3,000 a month than losing $50 one time. Now, again, the same math works for any package. You just do the math for yourself. But even at the largest level, right? If you come in with $10,000 based on a calculator, right? And you cycle, that means that you've withdrawn $30,000. And here's what you can do. Take $10,000, put it back in the bank. That's your capital. Take another $10,000, that's 100% profit. You're a testimony. And then take the last $10,000 and repurchase your pack, and let's do it all over again. Now, let's break down each and every single one of the bonuses. Depending on your package, whether it's $50 all the way to $500, if that's your package, then you're going to earn on the daily ROI bonus 0.5% Monday through Friday, right? If you have a $1,000 or a $2,000 package, you're going to earn 0.6% Monday through Friday. If you have a $3,000 or a $5,000 package, you're going to earn 0.7% Monday through Friday. If you own a $7,000 package, you're going to earn 0.8% Monday through Friday. And the largest package, the $10,000 package, pays 0.9 to 1% Monday through Friday. Most of the community is going to be playing right around 0.5, 0.6, even maybe 0.7% Monday through Friday. Only a few people that have come into this opportunity already prepared and with experience are probably going to go in and earn 0.8 or even 0.9 or 1% Monday through Friday. And I'm just being 100% transparent. Most people that you and I are going to go talk to should not come in with $10,000 unless you roll around with a bunch of people that have a lot of money, right? But it's okay because we're building a network. We're not building an investment company. We're building a network, right? So what is network marketing? It's a bunch of people doing a little bit over a consistent period of time. That's network marketing. So I would rather have 100,000 people at $50 than 6 people at 10,000. It just makes sense, right? So let's go ahead and talk about the second bonus. This is the Fast Start bonus. For every personal sale that you make, you're going to earn a 12% instant bonus right then and there. So in the example that we're seeing on the screen, person A bought a $1,000 package from you. 12% of that is $120. Person B bought a $2,000 package from you. 12% of that is $240. In total, with 2 sales, 2 personal sales, you've earned $360. Now, I know people from a lot of countries that go to work for an entire month and don't bring home $360. Right? Now, there's no limit to how many people you can invite. You can go out there and make these 2 sales a month, a year, or a day. It's up to you, 100% up to you. Then we have our binary bonus. The binary bonus is also paid in real time, and you can withdraw it that same day, and it pays 10% on the volume or the production of your small team. If you look at the screen, the small team is the left one, 25,000 points, because the right team has more than that. So 10% of 25,000 is 2,500, and that's your bonus for your binary bonus. We also have, and we just finished on Saturday. We broke this bonus down, and it pays a lot. You know, when you're able to unlock all levels, this bonus has a huge potential. And the best part, it has nothing to do with new sales or new recruits. It's 100% residual. It's based on what your community is earning with the ROI bonus Monday through Friday. So for an example, if you have an account up to $500, you're eligible to earn from anyone that you've personally invited. Whatever they earn Monday through Friday, you're matching 7%. Now, if you have a $1,000 package, you're also able to add the second level, or whoever your people who they brought in, that would be their first level, but it will be your second level. And whatever that second level earns, you get to match 4%. Now, if you own a $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, or $10,000 package, you're just adding more levels and more percentages for a total of a potential of 20% earnings residually on 7 levels of building a community. Now, here's where duplication really helps, right? Because if you bring in one person who brings in one person and who brings in one person down 7 levels, that's only 7 people. That's not exciting. But if you bring in 2 people and they each bring in 2 people, By the time you're down in 7 levels, that's 254 total people. Now that's more exciting. Being able to match a residual pay on 254 people is a lot better than matching 7 people, right? So I like this bonus because it's residual. We also have our ranking bonuses where you can earn up to $30,000 in total for reaching the different levels in the compensation plan. For example, when you take your small team to produce $5,000, the company is going to give you a bonus of $500 in real time. When that team grows by 10,000 in volume more for a total of 15,000 in your small team, now you receive another $1,000 bonus. When you take that team and you produce a new $20,000 or a total of $35,000 in your small team, now you receive another $2,000 bonus, and that's rank number 3. Rank number 4 pays $4,000. Rank number 5 pays $6,000. Rank number 6 pays $8,000. And the last rank, rank number 7, pays $10,000. Why do I like this bonus? I like this bonus because, in my opinion, we're getting double paid for doing the same work. Because if we remember the binary bonus, they're already paying us 10% for growing our small team. And here they're going to reward us for doing what? Growing our small team again. So we're getting paid twice for doing the same work. That's the reason why I like it. Now, every single one of our bonuses for building our company is paid out Monday through Sunday, and we pay 5% to withdraw. That's another source for the company, right? Every time we withdraw, and right now we're withdrawing a little bit. You know, we're withdrawing $60 a day, $80 a day, $120 a day. I've had an opportunity over the last 3 weeks to earn $1,000 4 different days, just in the last 2 weeks. But in most cases, they're withdrawing $35 a day, $50 a day. And every time that they withdraw, 5% goes back into the company. Again, it's another source. Because what's going to happen once people start withdrawing a lot more money? Still, 5% of a lot of money is still some money going back to the company. Now, there's 2 ways that you can activate your account. You can use USDT on the Tron network, or you can use USDT on the Binance Smart Chain. Very important for me to mention that when you're sending money with crypto, especially to a payment wallet, you don't want to just send your even payment. So, for example, if I'm coming in with $100, I'm not just going to send $100 even, because by the time the network charges me, by the time that payment hits the wallet from the company, it receives an incomplete payment. So what I do is that, say I'm sending $100, I send $100, and right before I send it, in my wallet, it's going to show me how much the network is going to charge me. Usually it's a few cents, but I always add those few cents. So by the time the payment hits the wallet receives a complete payment. Now, one thing that I love about our comp plan is that all the bonuses serve as an accelerator to help you get to that 300% a lot faster. Now, why is that important to you personally? It's important because with that first cycle, that first time that you get to that 300%, you're completely out of risk and you're 100% in profit. And you still have money to repurchase your pack, right? So to you, the faster you get to that first cycle, the better. For your community, same thing. The faster that you help them get to that first cycle, the better. But also, what happens when they get to that first cycle? They also have to repurchase. And the faster that they can get to the cycle, the faster that they can repurchase. And when they repurchase, all the bonuses get paid up all over again. We're making more money with less people. Now, if I can help people to cycle once a day, that means that we're seeing repurchase bonus every single day at different levels. That's the reason why I love the fact that all bonuses are accumulated to help us get to that 300%. Now, all of the commissions are released at 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. California time. That means that you can go in there and withdraw. If you don't live in California, if you live a place around the world, just simply Google or ask ChatGPT what time is 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. California in your local area. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our presentation for today. But before I let you go, here's what the next logical step. The next logical step is for you to, number one, go to your calculator and find out how much, if you like the program, how much you're able to get started with. Whether it's a little bit or a lot, everybody is the same here. We're all important here. We're all needed here, and we're all appreciated here. So it's not your amount that makes you special. It's your work ethic that makes you special. And number two, you need to identify yourself with the person who invited you. So if you want to do this as a customer and a customer only, At the end of this presentation, simply grab your phone and send a text to the person who invited you and send them a number 1. They're going to know, hey, this person wants to be a customer only. Now, if you want to build this as a business with us, then send that person who invited you a number 2 through text. And if right now, whether it's because of your finances or your personal timing, if the timing is not right for you, it's okay. Just simply send the person who invited you a simple number 3, and that person's going to know that for the time being, not to invite you for now, but maybe keep you posted, and every 2-3 months just let you know how he's doing, because you never know when things change for you, right? So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for your time. It is now 11:42 a.m. And tomorrow, once again, we have Mr. Oscar Bueller, who is going to be with us tomorrow at the same time, 11 a.m. California, so that he can share some words and share a little bit of the vision of the company. And I know that he'll be answering a few questions as well. So I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. You guys take care, and we'll see you guys soon. Goodbye for now.
Okay, goodbye.